welcome back to La La Land, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a spoiler-free review of the second book in the Alex Rider series, Point Blank. So without any further ado, let's go down the rabbit hole with it. Alright, so the description of this book is basically, well actually I should just start off by saying that this is a spoiler-free review, however they are spoilers for the first book because this is the second book, so you know. Anyway, so the description of this book is basically the agency wants Alex to do another mission for them, and they blackmail him again, and he basically goes to a school in the French Alps that has a little, that kind of think it might be a little shady. So that's basically the storyline. He goes to a school that has a bit of a mystery, some suspicion hanging over it. So yeah. So I actually knew the storyline of this book because this is what the IMBD TV show is based off of. It's based off of the second book in the series. So I knew it was going to happen. Obviously I knew it wasn't going to be exactly the same, so I was still able to enjoy some things that were new, but I still knew the storyline, and I was kind of thinking maybe I wasn't going to enjoy it as much because of that, but I still was, and I really enjoyed this one again, and I had to read it because I had such bad book hangover over the first one. So again, we have our main character Alex, who is kind of being torn when we first find him, and also like I'm pretty sure it's only been like a couple of days or weeks, like a week since he got back, which just like, okay. And honestly, like there's not a lot of like trauma or falling action really, which part of me wasn't really expecting, but the other part kind of wanted. And in some aspects we do get to see a little. He's not like overly shaken by the events of the first book, but you can definitely see sort of the change that the first book had on him. He wants adventure, and that's kind of where we find him, is he's not sure where he fits in. He wants to kind of be at peace and just sort of chill, but at the same time now he wants adventure. He wants to take initiative. He wants to help, and he's not sure who he is anymore. But honestly, just Alex, I said this in the first one, he's such just a great main character. He's pretty funny, he's really smart and inventive, but also like impulsive, and he's just honestly a pretty real teenager. And just like, I really enjoy his main character, even though sometimes I'm just going like, what are you doing here? What? Oh my gosh, like the first chapter, I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And just, yeah, but honestly I really like his main character. This plot storyline, I've kind of noticed, follows a similar pattern to the first one, where it's like getting ready for the mission, steps to the mission, aftermath, sort of conclusion with a twist. I might cut that because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I'm still very able to enjoy it, and just I really enjoy it, and it was so entertaining, and I got chills at times, and it was exciting, and there was more humor, and I just really enjoyed it. And it was like, even though I knew what was happening, I was able to sort of pick up on things because of that, and that was fun. But at the same time, just like I was still able to enjoy it and just be enthralled in this mystery. And some of the characters were different, some of the points were different, and I was really able to just enjoy it in its own unique way. And just, I loved so many of these moments. The side characters that we have, they get built upon. We get to see more of who they are and sort of their morals and what they think and how this system works. And just, oh boy, this was just such a great book. And in the end of the book, if he's still alive, we don't know if he is, he gets, well, I'm not going to say in the end of the book. I'm going to say at a point in the book, it could be over here, it could be over here, it could be in the middle, who knows? We really get to see, we finally get to see what he wants in life. He knows what he wants to be. And just, like, oh boy, just, there's this scene, or not this scene, yeah, it's a scene, and it's a paragraph, and it's a thought. And just, it is the most beautifully, eloquently put, brutal thought I've ever read. And I just remember listening to it and just being like, that was the most, like, that was such a great thought. And it just encaptured so much of this. And just, I really love this author's writing and his storytelling. And there were a few points where I was kind of confused with things, but for the most part, I really was just immersed into this story, and just everything felt just so real and vivid. And just, wow. And just the ending of this book, holy crap. Oh my goodness. Like, oh, the way this author chose to end this book was so smart and so good. And I just, it was such a good ending where I just immediately was like, I need the next book. And I'm still waiting for it from the library. But it just was really well done. I really loved it. Now, knowing the storyline, I think the TV show adapted this story very well. I think they also were able to add some more modern elements that really helped it, like, out now. But just, I was able to just enjoy this in its own way. It was just such a good, thrilling, really great adventure book with, like, some mystery and some action and some really fun characters. I just loved it so much. It was so great. It was just super, super fun, and I loved it. And it was just so much fun. I just, I can't tell you guys, just, there were moments where I just was beaming my head off because it was just such a great moment. And sort of the bad guy in this story, they were a very interesting, just, like, I didn't touch on the bad guy in the other story, but just, like, the bad guy in this story, whoever it may be, was just a very interesting story. And once again, they had a very, not like complicated, they had a very unique sort of way of getting what they wanted. That's something that I really enjoyed and was unique in the first book, was I was like, wow, lots of times, you know, it's not like a computer that's so deadly, like, we gotta stop this computer, or hiding chicken pox in computers, or whatever it was. That's a giant spoiler for the other book, in case you didn't know. But in this one, it's also just, like, a very unique way of getting, so, like, something where, like, a lot of villains, like, want this sort of, like, thing, but this author chose this very unique way of doing it. And honestly, just this villain's plan was honestly, like, really brilliant, and I really liked it. And a lot of tropes that, not a lot, but a few tropes that I usually don't like or bother me in other books, I was able to really enjoy in these ones. And I just fully just was like, I love it so much. And I really, really liked it. It was just a great, great book. And just, like, yeah, honestly. Also, just a little quick spoiler, I just have to say this. If you guys don't want this spoiler, it's not like a huge spoiler, but it's kind of a spoiler. Just skip to this sort of. That is a really loud voice. Anyway, so I just have to say this quick little thing, which, like, it technically could be seen as a spoiler, but it's also just, like, very vague. So if you don't want to hear it, just skip to this quick little mark here. But oh my goodness, this kid cannot open a door without getting punched in the face. Like, if I was him, I would like never, I'd be so cautious every time I open a door. And apparently he can't be on a roof without being just absolutely, without being shot at. Like, oh my gosh, this poor kid. Anyway, so that was just that quick little thought. But just, this was honestly just a really great book. The writing was great, the characters were great, the plot was great, just absolutely phenomenal. I loved it so much. I'm thinking of giving it like a 4.6 to 4.8. Like, I don't know, part of me almost thought like it wasn't as good as the first one, and then the other part was like, no, it's amazing. So I don't really know where to give it exactly. It's kind of going to be in that area. If I like come to an executive decision, I'll put it up here. But that's what I've got right now. But just, yeah, this storyline, this book was just so amazing, and I'm loving this series so far, and I'm so excited to read the next one. I'm gonna just take a little break because my plan is to only read the third one next, and then wait because the next season of the TV show is based off of the fourth book, and I don't want to like know the storyline. But honestly, we're getting just like a lot of little snips of information from other things, like stuff about like just like we're getting just like little information things that I think are eventually going to create sort of an overarching sort of storyline, and I think that might be the storyline the TV show is following, but that's a whole different video. Anyway, I really love this book. I really love these so much. Go read this book because I really loved it, and it was so good and amazing, and it was just, oh my gosh, the ending. I don't think I touched on the ending, but the ending to this book, oh, so just like this author just knew he was just going to be pulling everyone's strings. Like, the ending of this book was so great. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching that video. Please like and comment down below what your guys' favorite part of this video was, what you guys thought of this book, and if I should make more videos, and like what book in this series is your favorite and stuff. And subscribe because it helps me out a ton, and ring the bell. And thank you so much for watching. I much appreciate if you would do that because I dress like this for you. Anyway, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time in Legoland. Bye!